God grants and we go on educational tour, all these explanations and mentioning of this that you see vividly for yourself. Yes. Yes, the Volta Lake transport system has two tanker. They are still explaining the equipments, the transporting equipments that they own, that they used to work with as a port. But the company operating the port is the Volta Lake Transport Company Limited. Just like the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority operating the Tema Port and the Takoradi Port, in addition to other lighthouses in Ghana. Lighthouses are navigation equipment for admission of vessels into and out of Ghana. Yes. The cross ferry. Yes. Now there are problems, as we said earlier, that water will be navigable if it is free of certain problems, obstacles. But unfortunately, averagely every water body that though is being used for the commercial purpose at times have one or two obstacles or problems. These obstacles can either be natural or man-made. So in Ghana, the Volta Lake we are considering has got two clear-cut natural obstructions to make it very viable and more navigable. We have recurrent drought in Ghana. We know we have leak. We always lack enough rainfall from the source where the Volta River is to feed into the water content or the water quantum in the lake. So when there are drought, water is dried up, it goes down the drain and navigation becomes almost impossible. If you go to Akosombo port, you see all these vessels are tied up during the dry season. And then the debris shows is a rock mass along the line getting to Gupe, so it makes navigation very difficult, and most vessels are not able to make the journey beyond it, so they just made the journey to short distances and come back to their origin. And these are rocks that for all these years that the lake has been in existence, no successive government has been able to remove it. The only solution is that these rocks have to be dynamite and removed. If not, it stays there because it's a natural phenomenon. As for the drought, it's occasional. When we have rainy season, when the weather improves, the water level comes back and navigation commences. But then, getting to where the rocks are, still the danger is posed to the navigating vessels. So these rocks called debris shell are a menace. But then, apart from the rocks, we have these tree stumps under the water body there that strikes the bottom of sailing boats and vessels, often resulting in water accidents leading to loss of life, property and damage to vessels. Yes, I told you earlier this place was a vast forest, so all the trees were covered, sank by the creation of the Volta Lake, and then trees quickly get rotting the upper parts, but because they have the taproot still embedded down there, the trees are still alive, and when they are excavated or removed, they are as huge as the size of a timber, which the foreign companies that have started excavating and removing it have been exporting some and giving the rest to the local people to use in their timber related industry like carpentry, making furniture, sawing it for buildings and other construction purposes. And also, apart from these three, the drought, the debris show, the tree stumps, certain artificial human activities also worsens the navigability of the Volta Lake. Like the settlers along the banks do a lot of farming activities along the banks. They cut down the trees that acts as a shade to the water body, but not being attracted to direct sunlight that evaporates it. They cut all the trees, use it for farming, and by the time they prepare the land for planting, the topsoil are exposed to erosion by the wind blows all the topsoil back into the Volta Lake, whereby causing silting, and naturally silting will make the Volta Lake very shallow to navigate. So all those and other natural problems are hindering the enhancement of navigability of our water body called the Volta Lake, which was created out of the construction of the Akosombo Dam, which will later create under a separate topic altogether. The recurrent drought have been discussed, what it is and the way forward, and the measurements and its reality that contains on this slide. The debris show too has been described and the way forward has also been suggested. That. So we'll ask the question, what are the possible solutions to these problems? And that is it. So this is the first part of the Ghana situation, the Volta Lake. We're going to change over the slide and look at the history, the origin of all that happened before the construction of the Akosombo Dam came into being, resulting and coming into effect of the Volta Lake. That was saw that is a massive source of revenue, a commercial entity to Ghanaians, and a separate company was floated, Akosombo Port, being managed by the Volta Lake Transport Company, a different entity, totally independent of VRA. But later we learned that the law that established VRA to supervise and plan and see to the birth of the Akosombo Dam gave birth to these two other entities too. So we'll be looking at those things after this slide. So I thank you, but this is only the halfway. We continue with another slide to finish the evening lectures. So we'll switch over now. Any questions, anything you put us, we'll be discussing it as we switch over to the next series of slides. Okay, so thank you.